Yeah, it's the biggest noise in town tonight. It's the local derby, Dolphins versus Broncos. A couple of things here, Marto. One of them, of course, is that you've got your stinky goddamn cap on and you're not taking it off till they lose. And also what you're doing, and what we call an OB, an outside broadcast today, you gave away the last 20 tickets. Are they gold dust?
Yeah, they were some of the happiest and saddest people. We did a tug-of-war. If anyone knows Brisbane, there's a big Brisbane River separates us between south side and north side. And it was on this morning. There was people giving it to each other. It's turned Brisbane a little bit nasty, the rivalry between the Dolphins and the Broncos. Can I give you a history lesson,
Go
mate?
go on, mate, do.
All right. In 1988, when the Broncos came to the competition, there'd been a Brisbane Rugby League competition that had been running for 80 years or so. And the last ever Brisbane Grand Final, there were 40,000 people at Lang Park at Suncorp Stadium. So everyone had their team. We all had a team, and we all had a Sydney team, and we had our little local Brisbane teams. It was an 8-team competition. It was very strong. Broncos came in, and half of Brisbane loved the Broncos, and from then on, half of Brisbane hated the Broncos. And that half now go for the Dolphins. So she set up, mate. There could be trouble in the grandstands. There's family split. There's all sorts of nonsense going on here. And 52,500 people for a little club game of round 4. It's extraordinary.
No,
people are mad, but I knew that.
The NRL can't. I mean, they just must be patting themselves on the back and rubbing themselves so stupid in the mirror. I mean, they've got this exactly right, whether it was intended or not. So just in terms of that Dolphins side, so people had to do a tug of war, and the team that won got all the tickets. Was that how it went?
They got 10 double tickets. Yeah, all 10 members got a double, and off they go to the footy. People will do anything. This thing has become like an Ed Sheeran concert.
Wow.
Money can't buy tickets. It's I don't know what's happened. It's gone crazy.
52,000. They reckon it's the biggest crowd for a club rugby league game in Australia.
Outside the finals, biggest crowd ever. So, and this is Origin. In Origin, there's 52,500 people. And I was going to say Wallaby Test matches. There's sometimes 38,000. It's just incredible. And the simple fact is the Broncos should win by lots, but the mystique of the old bloke, of Wayne Bennett, 73-year-old, still running around, still doing that crooked smile and only just half talking, he's the master of mind games. What they're doing, they'll drag the Broncos down to their level of mediocrity and just tackle like buggers, and you can win a game of rugby league doing that, I suppose. So, result not important. It's Peter V'landys, the boss of the NRL, is just going, I am a genius. And he must be, because I remember when the Dolphins came to us, because another radio station in Brisbane, they pay about $400,000 a year to own the Broncos. So we're never allowed to talk to them, despite the fact, as I keep telling you, we're the blokes radio station.
Well, I was just going to say,
Dolphins came to us.
Stupid as that.
Dolphins came to us and said, do you want to be our radio station? We said, yeah, sure.
Go on.
Thinking, we'll take a few years of beatings here. It won't be pretty. And they've surprised the hell out of us. And we're now going, what? And they told us, they said, round 4, it'll be us against the Broncos. It'll be a big game. And we went, yeah,
whatever.
Sure. And now we come to this point and it's happened. I can't believe. This just shows how big, when you say, how big's rugby league in Australia? This shows it. In Brisbane, it's everything. That's why we always struggle to get cut through with rugby.
Greg Martin, Triple M Breakfast out of Brisbane. Bloke Show, talking about blokes things. Nothing more blokey than wearing a piece of clothing till it falls off your body. We all do this. We have underpants in the drawer that eventually she takes and throws out, and we go, where's my favourite pair? Oh, I've got no idea where it is, darling. I've got no idea where it is. You must have thrown it. You know, they do this with our T-shirts, but what about that holy thing I used to wear at university? And she looks at you, right? Okay, but now on the top of your head, you've got a cap, and Mrs. Marto must be looking at that, smelling that thing and going, the moment you take that off, that's in the washing machine. And I know you can't. You're not allowed to take it off.
I can't. I made a vow not to take it off until the Dolphins lost, and I thought that'd be 3 weeks ago. I'm just hanging up with all the other dud promo caps that you get.
Yep.
It stinks, mate. I've been back working as a carpenter in the afternoon. It's been over 30 for the last 10 days, and I've been sweating my ass off. And this thing is truly horrendous. So I look at the moment like I'm the biggest Dolphins fan ever. Jeez, you've had that cap for years.
4 years,
no,
mate. No.
So
hang on a second. So Dad the carpenter is still working on daughter and prospective son-in-law's new house. Still.
Oh, did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
Every day this week. So you get up at 3 o'clock, you do breakfast radio, and then you go, quiet afternoon. No. Dad, can you build a new front fence? Dad, can you? What else have I? Oh no, I've carried 2 lounges, 3 beds. Dad, can we borrow your ute again?
Yeah, but there's your knee.
I don't know,
You've just had a complete knee reconstruction.
No, knee replacement.
Sorry?
No, but it's come good, mate. I'm all right now. Oh,
Okay.
Dad, can you cut all the trees down? You own 2 chainsaws, Dad. But, I don't know. It's the same thing in New Zealand. If you've got a mate with a ute, you've got to move house. Is there currency? Is it a carton of beer? Is that how you guys
a carton of beer, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
You still waiting?
Well, daughter hasn't heard that rule, has she? I've been beer free.
Well, how does that just? I mean, you've got to get somebody to drop the hint to him then, okay? Because I mean, he's going to be terribly embarrassed when he talks to his prospective father-in-law.
Haven't I told you? No, haven't I told you about him? She's married. He runs a hardware. His father owns a hardware store, so he's valuable.
Okay.
He's good. It's not quite a brewery. It's not a brewery.
The second best,
His
mate.
dad
Isn't
owns
it?
a hardware store where he works. So
yeah.
As a carpenter, that's very handy.
All right, we won't take up too much of your time because I know you're bloody busy today. You've got things to do. But what a double header tonight. So you got what's effectively the Bledisloe Cup of the Super Rugby, Crusaders versus Brumbies, back to back on the Dolphins versus Broncos. Brilliant.
That'll tell us where we are, mate. After watching last weekend, I go, oh no, this is going to get ugly when we look at your Chiefs and the Crusaders and everything else. If I give up, if the Brumbies don't perform any good tonight, I officially will hand you the Bledisloe Cup now. So I talk from this position of watching the Reds play the Drua last weekend, and I know the Drua beat the Crusaders, but that was at home. The Reds are hopeless. So the Brumbies, I'm putting my faith in them to represent Australia. You're right, Bledisloe Cup, it's our only hope.
All right, we're going to end on this one. So as much of a great job that you do, and to the end of the year on the radio, we just want you to keep working hard, keep being motivated, keep earning those ratings. But Greg,
where's this going?
After Christmas, that guy on the sideline, the new guy, and I don't mean Scott Robertson's not like that, but I mean you've got a new host behind you, Greg, and he's going to be the guy at Christmas. But you keep working hard, right? Look, I love Razor, and I'm so pleased for him. But there's an awkwardness about this announcement in New Zealand this week because we've still got a World Cup to win with the other guy.
Well, we've been talking about this. It's just the weirdest situation ever. I don't. Looking at it from over here, we don't understand. Wait until that's over, until you can't go doing this. Like, how's this going to be within the team? It's just incredible. I've never seen anything like this in sport. Hold on, I have. David Nusafora got sacked from the Brumbies in 2004, and they won the Super Rugby, and he was still sacked. Well, what the hell? So, mate, and that took years. This could take a fair bit of while to heal some fractures there. I know Razor's a great bloke and I love him and everything else, but it's just weird. New Zealand Rugby needs to have a real look at themselves, but I suppose they couldn't be bothered because they just got their noses in the trough.